Hello everyone, I'm Jackie Zhao with CasePrepMaster.com, and today in this video I will discuss a topic that I have not discussed anywhere else, which is how to save a ton of time in case interviews by starting with the right framework. And I will follow that up with a detailed description on our Ace the Case program and how it can help you. But first, let's take a step back and review the two frameworks at play in this video today. They are the profitability framework and the business condition framework. The profitability framework involves analyzing profit by drilling deeper into revenue and cost and eventually into price and cost per unit as well as the volume of sales. And the business condition framework, or I like to call it the MCCCP framework, involves the 5 major conditions revolving around a business, namely market, customers, company, competition, and product. Let's take a look at the two frameworks in play for a specific business. Your client is AT&T, a major US-based telecommunications company that sells monthly phone and data plans for individual customers. Your client has been profitable historically, but this year its profits have decreased, and your client has come to ask for help from you. Through coaching many different candidates, we found that a very significant portion of candidates open up a case using the business condition framework to learn about the profit decrease, which is that they would start immediately by asking questions around the 5 business factors one by one, without any particular guideline or direction. First the market, then the customers, then the company, etc., etc. Specifically, they would start by asking questions such as, has the market decreased overall for the telecommunications business in the US? Then ask, has our customers switched to other providers leading to our profit decrease? Followed by something like, I want to take a look at our company next, our competition, our product, etc., etc., without any guidance or any direction. What I'm about to reveal to you today is that opening this type of case with a business condition framework is very, very inefficient. You might be able to reach to the correct answer in the end, but it will take you a very long time. So here at Case Prep Master, what we recommend you to do instead is that whenever you encounter this type of case that involves the profit changing or a profit decrease, always start with the profitability framework first and combine that with the business condition framework afterwards. We are not advocating you to only use the profitability framework, but we do advocate strongly that you use the profitability framework first because it will allow you to solve the case faster by eliminating some of the questions that you need to ask in the business conditions framework. So what do I mean by that? Let's dig a little bit deeper. So we know that the profits of this telecommunications company has decreased. As you can see from the branches of the profitability framework, the reason for the profit decrease can really be one of the 3 areas: the price per unit, the cost per unit, and the volume of sales. But a number of different scenarios can be happening to these 3 things to cause the profit decrease. For one, price could have decreased while the cost and volume remained flat, or what could have happened was cost increased while price and volume remained flat, and many other possible scenarios. Take one scenario, for example, the price per unit has decreased while the cost per unit and the volume has remained flat. If we were charging each customer $50 per month before on the plan, now we're only charging $40 for the plan. So the entirety of the profit decrease is attributed to the price decrease and nothing else. Once you have found that insight, it will guide you to only ask about certain factors in the business condition framework that really matter. So when price has decreased, most likely it's because of three main possible reasons. A, competition. Competition in the market has decreased your price. Say if T-Mobile and Verizon and Sprint suddenly decreased their prices to $40. Then as AT&T, we have basically no choice but to engage in this price war and decrease our prices as well. B, it could be because of our customers. Perhaps customers are unionizing and collectively demanding that their phone bills decrease so that they can afford them. And C, it could be because of the company. Perhaps AT&T voluntarily decreased the prices so as to try to increase customers and drive more revenues that way. So as you can see, given the fact that profit decreased solely because of the price decrease, there are three major things that can be happening to the business condition. Whereas here the market is not as big of a factor because the market most likely didn't decrease at all as our number of customers or our volume has really stayed the same. So now given this scenario, if you had started this case with the business condition framework and started with asking about the market and whether the market for cell phone plans has decreased overall in the US, you would have made a mistake because most likely the underlying problem has nothing to do with the market, but has everything to do with the competition or something else. What you find is that the different factors that you should ask within the business condition framework and the order that you should ask them change significantly depending on what's the key driver behind the profitability framework. As you can see in the picture, I've simply given three scenarios that might be happening in the profitability framework and the order of questions that you should ask in the business condition framework. The question you ask is different when the driver is either volume, price, cost, or a combination of them. And that is why you should always start with a profitability framework to begin with, because it can save you time by guiding you to ask the right questions in the right order in the business condition framework. Now let's go back to the Ace the Case program. No matter your experience level with consulting case interviews, you will make mistakes no matter what, just like the mistake that I just talked about. The important thing is that you learn from your mistakes and do better in the next case. But learning those mistakes in actual case interviews will be very costly because it would mean that you don't get a second round interview or you don't get an offer at a very high paying job. So how do you avoid that? How do you avoid making these costly mistakes in actual case interviews? The trick here is that, as Warren Buffett has said, it is good to learn from your mistakes, but it's better to learn from other people's mistakes. And this is exactly what we offer here at the Ace the Case program. We offer you an opportunity to learn from the mistakes of other people, of real candidates in real case interviews, so you don't make the same mistakes in your consulting case interview. So let me give you a sneak peek at the Ace the Case program. It includes videos of about a dozen real case interviews with a dozen real candidates. For each video, you will hear the questions and the response between the interviewer and the candidate as the case unfolds step by step. And you will also get text transcripts of the recording as well. In addition, the Ace the Case program also includes the step-by-step actual notes taken by the candidates as the case unfolds. And as a matter of fact, these real notes taken by real candidates are not offered anywhere else on the internet by any other case interview prep resource. In each of the cases, we will not only point out the strength and the mistakes made by every candidate, but for the mistakes made, like the one I discussed earlier in the video. We will also reenact what is the correct way to answer a particular question, or the correct way to think about a problem. To see a free example of one of the videos in the Ace the Case program, simply put in your name and your email on our website and subscribe to the free resources. As in the mission statement on our website, as an organization, our goal is to offer the most helpful, most valuable consulting interview preparation resources at the most affordable price. To that end, all of our proceeds will go to keeping our website alive and continuing to offer excellent resources to people around the world. So your contribution today also helps these resources reach the people who need them. To help you make your decision easier, we have offered the Ace the Case program with a 30-day money-back guarantee. That is, if by good faith and honesty, you cannot find 5 useful insights that you had gotten from our program that you didn't know before about case interviews, then by good faith, simply send us an email and we will give you a refund. We guarantee you that by simply clicking below and subscribing to the Ace the Case program, you will be on an expressway to land an offer.